Welcome back to the Drug-Aware Margaret River Pro. We just crowned Tyler Wright the champion of 2016, and we still have round 5 action to get through before we crown a men's champ later on in the waiting period. Former world champ Gabriel Medina hits the lineup with last year's Rookie of the Year, Italo Ferreira. And standing by in round 5 heat 4, Kaiwa Belly will take on Jordy Smith.
Just saving her best for last. I mean, that's exactly what you got to do. But let's get back into the men's right now. Medina on his backhand. He's got his work cut out for him. Italo Ferreira is no slouch, that's for sure. And he's one of those fighters. Medina just ripping some big turns on that wave there. Nice little opening wave for him. And while we're at that break watching Tyler get chaired up, this was Italo Ferreira flying down the line here. Look at this left-hander, Joe. We haven't seen a lot of these. Just crazy surfing from Italo. The lefts we have seen have been good scores though, haven't they, Joe? So this guy's on his way to a really good score here. Italo Ferreira, the surfer in blue. A couple of crazy little turns there. A bit of a whip on his front side and still milking this one all the way through the inside. Just a real powerful, solid kid.
Now in the backhand attack, Ferreira getting one big explosive turn. Quick little whip into the pocket. Now he's out. Italo, underneath the priority of Medina, has found himself a little wave. Well overhead as he starts off with a backside wrap. It's going a little bit full and fat on the face, and he'll end up with a miss hit on the rebound. Good for one turn. Now the former world champ under the lip hook. Medina wraps it out front, and he'll end up carving his way out the back.
Hey, I want to do good in waves of consequence. Medina up and riding.
Medina checking out this big section rooftop float into the flats. A risky maneuver to kick off that wave, but he'll go down. Check out this float again.
Yeah, look at that mid-face turn. So he didn't go all the way to the bottom. He realized there wasn't a lot of wall on this wave, so he had to throw caution to the wind. He had to go for something special. Critical drop right there, just a little bit off balance. That front foot, you could see the front foot got disengaged from the board, and when it reconnected, it was too much on the rail. His balance went out from him, and if Medina's not making maneuvers like that, no one is.
World title heading into the Pipe Masters. Watching this now is Ferreira. Nice groomed, glassy open face. Lip line hack coming down with more energy. Snaps it off the top. Perfect vertical placement of his board off the top again, and he'll find a closeout section to work with.
Wow. But look at this wave here. Nice solid wave for Italo. Nice opening maneuvers. You've got to get that first one straight away. Real solid guy. You can see he's got that real square sort of stance. And what that does is it just allows him that really good solid base. He's got that low center of gravity, little fist pump right there. That half mid-year rotation. I'm glad it's not happening anymore.
Now Medina looking straight up vertical. Perfect timing on that opening snap as he's fighting back. Backside carve looking solid. Big section that grows in front of him. He attacks it. So now Medina on the comeback trail, putting a lot of energy into his moves. He needs an 8.66 to take the lead on the championship tour as we see Medina's approach.
Yeah, Medina trying to get himself back in the heat. I love that beautiful tight snap there. Lost a little bit of balance, but you can see he's just keeping that board moving, pumping, trying to get something radical right there, and it's finishing off nicely. So it is definitely a step in the right direction.
Looking so fun. The swell is going to be peaking today as we see some solid sets moving out the back. The wind in a perfect direction, and Italo on a roll, already with a ton of board speed. Decides to redirect real quick, making the most of this open face. Nice high line backhand carve. Ferreira winding up for the finish, squares up vertically, finds himself a landing, avoids the rocks.
Feeling like he's the guy that should win this. Italo Ferreira, a couple of nice little check turn, bottom turns there. Now he sort of finds that nice clean section. What's he got for us? Big rail turn, so he's trying to set that rail, get that board moving, and then right here is where it goes nice and vertical. Italo Ferreira loves that vertical face, just gets that backside whip, brings that board around.
One moment I didn't have priority and had to let her go, and that kind of just got the rhythm going for her. But yeah, other than that, that was probably the only room that I probably would have adjusted, but you never know that would cost you when that moment comes, you know. But I knew that wave was like going to be a high 8, and I was just going, uh-oh, there goes an 8.
Goes to the top. Let's have a look at Medina's wave. Good solid wave, nice fading bottom turn. And have a look at that, just nice and vertical. Judges love that when you get that board straight up in the pocket. Very hard to do on your front side, so the goofy footers will take advantage of that situation. And again, Medina didn't quite ride out of that, so...
Now as we transition back to live, here's an important wave for Medina. He'll fade the takeoff. Now goes straight up vertical to start. A little warbly off the bottom, but he'll try to iron this one out on the inside track. Perfect connection on the back end. Stomps over a section. Now this thing is going wide over by the rocks. He'll try to avoid it real quick, and he's staying light on his feet just to get the completion.
Yeah, helm of the jet ski right there. Let's have a look here, fading off the bottom. So he's trying to maximize that turn right there, knowing how big the judges want to see you go. A little bit of mistake right there, bouncy wave. So Medina did really well to fit some turns in on that really tricky face. There was a lot of bump, a lot of lump, but Medina managed to connect a bunch of times. Scores dropping, Joe. Is it going to be enough?
Gabriel Medina locking in a 6.5. Former world champ still needs a 7.7 form. We're down to 1:30 on the clock. 15 seconds to go. Last wave will be used by Italo with his priority to play some defense, and he'll celebrate with a little snap off the top. So a couple of seconds on the clock, and you see that wave growing. But it looks like it's going to be all about Ferreira. Medina will check out this left, but just a little bit too late. Big layback hack. Just to show that he's still got a lot of fire in his game. Medina using this as a warm-up for Rio, as it just came a little bit too late. It's always fun and refreshing when you get to see the forehand of Medina. That hook looked insane to start.
The jet ski said, no, the win is yours. So Italo Ferreira moves through to the next round. Great surfing there from him. The single highest score of an 8.33, that's the way to do it.
Talk about a young generation battle.